Little update in the breeding tank. Parents are doing wonderfully. Everybody looks good. Standing back and zooming. I don't want to get in there yet because, you know, uh, these fish trust me. They know who I am. They know I'm food and the water guy and all that fun stuff. But they still have their instincts. The house is much quieter now, and I walk lightly and all that stuff. So there's nothing to disrupt them like last time. And they're doing really good. They have so many babies there. Like, and there's a lot on the back side of the cone too. They're all around it. Initially, they were hiding them on the back side from me, but now they're not. They're not concerned. They realize I'm respecting their distance. My mom's over here watching me while Dad's managing where the babies go. They're probably starting to swim off the cone today, so they'll be picking them up and putting them back. And they're getting better at doing that than they were the last time. They hadn't seen a baby, so they didn't know what they were doing as well. And then they were getting interrupted and antagonized and stuff like that. So now everything's good for them. See, Dad's just picking up babies and bringing them back. So hopefully this time we'll get proper attachment. Maybe there's a little transfer from the cone onto the parents. Parents will start swapping them back and forth, and we'll get proper action. We'll let that happen for 2 weeks, and then I'll start adding baby food. Now, if you look at them, you see how brilliant they look right now. What I'm doing is I'm casting only yellow light on them. And at nighttime, I don't turn the lights off. I just dim them down to the lowest setting, so it's like they're in the shade. And I leave the lights on, because I turn the lights on and off, it's not a good thing when you got babies. They need to be able to see what they're doing, so they can properly manage them all night long. You need some manner of a night light if you have to turn off your light, so they can see their babies. But I just dim them down, and that's good enough. That's good enough. You have to change the way you do things when the babies are here. The other thing I've done, because you'll notice there's a lot of people putting like white up on their tanks, white boards. Well, I just left the walls white, so you got white walls around them anyway. But we got this black line. That's said to be bad for baby discus, because the babies will confuse the black with the parents. But really, what you need to do, or what I've done, is I've adjusted my lights in the way that the light is hitting them sideways, okay? So, and then the cone is over on that side of the tank, so the opposite of the lights. So the parents tend to hang out over there. So what happens is, with the light coming in sideways, and when it hits him sideways, look how brilliant and obvious he is. With that yellow light hitting, the yellow light makes his reds really red, and his blues really blue. Okay? And that's going to make the parents stand out against everything else, I believe. Even these black sponge filters and such are supposed to be a problem. But I think you just need to contrast the parents brilliantly like this. And then all the rest of it is just background noise, because they're going to go to the flashiest thing. That's what they should do, fishing and lures, right? You get a flashy lure, you catch the fish. It's the same idea. It's all the same instincts. And that's what I'm trying to achieve here. So then over here, if we can just get over here and see that, you can see I've got a 4-foot light standing upright to cover both tanks in this rack. This tank needs to be set up still. I basically resetting it. I've got a seated sponge filter and some other panels and stuff to get started off, but we're gonna get that full soon, but not right now because there's breeding going on. So, but we're going to need that breeding station. So, and then I put smoked, here we'll show you on the top one, I put a smoked glass plastic cover on the outside of the tank to scatter the light, so it's not that's probably how they would see it underwater too, because there's no water in this tank right now. So it makes it not as bright and not as blinding for the fish's eyes. The light comes in from the side and it lights the parents up as I described down below. So, I expect it's going to work well. We'll see what happens, but that's my plan. And, it's part of the whole look at all the information out there when it comes to these fish, because there's a whole bunch of it. Then you got to weigh it all, because you got a bunch of people copying everybody else, and they're doing things for because they're trying to achieve the right thing, but there's always another way to skin that cat. So I believe instead of putting white things all over my tank and being all crazy like that, if I bring the light in from the side and I use a yellow light like I'm using, these fish are just boom, they're beacons of color, and those babies should be able to see that color and go to it. So that's my hope. We're going to see what happens. But things are going very well. And those fry, let's get a zoom on them. Those fry are looking right healthy. Look at that. Big, plump, fat ones, too. They're doing good. They're eating all the slime on that cone. It's a big batch. That's a big batch. And they're all on the other side, equally distributed all around the cone. Thanks for watching. We'll keep you posted.